Hello, everybody. This is the video for Tuesday, April 28th. Today, we're going to go over the article and the answers for the questions that you guys did yesterday. Then we will preview our article and activities for today. And then finally, at the end of this video, we're going to look ahead and kind of talk through or walk through the work for tomorrow and then the writing task for Thursday. All right. Let's start with the article from yesterday. Yesterday, you guys read High Incomes Don't Bring You Happiness and answered these assessment questions over here on the right. Let's go through the answers to these real quick just to make sure we're all on the same page and have a common understanding of this first text for this new unit and this week. So first question, which statement best identifies the central idea or main idea of the text? Again, this is just a quick 5-paragraph, and some of these are generously called paragraphs. 5-paragraph article here. The main idea, it really kind of comes down to C or D if you're narrowing it down. Money plays a very minor role in people's overall happiness, or money is able to influence people's happiness to an extent. All right. D is going to be the better answer here. We will talk about why in question number 2 because it's going to ask for evidence to back up this statement. So if the main idea is money is able to influence people's happiness to an extent, then for part B or number 2 here, we need to find the best answer to back that up. And again, we can kind of narrow it down. I'm seeing that answer choice B and D both mention this $75,000 salary number. The article talks a lot about how money can influence your happiness up to a $75,000 income. And then beyond making that $75,000 income, then the money doesn't add that much more happiness. Okay. So B and D both talk about that number. D mentions the median U.S. income was $52,000 in 2008, with about a third of households making above $75,000. This one I think I'm going to eliminate because it does mention the $75,000 number, but it doesn't go back and support this main idea that money only influences people's happiness to an extent or up to a certain amount. Whereas answer B here does connect to that idea. So B is the best answer choice for number 2. For numbers 3 and 4, we got the same sort of setup here. We've got an inference you have to make, and then some evidence for number 4 that you have to find to back it up. So number 3, what does paragraph 5? So right here, what does paragraph 5 suggest about the emotional well-being of an individual with the median income in 2008? We gotta do kind of 2 things here. First, what's the median income in 2008? We can see here from this paragraph 5 that it was 52,000. Okay, so we got that part figured out. The second thing we have to do is really figure out what the question's asking. What does paragraph 5 suggest about the emotional well-being of an individual, let's just say, with a $52,000 income? Now we know from up here that you need to make it to about $75,000 in income, and money can still be influencing your happiness. All right. So that really leaves us with A as the best answer choice. That in 2008, the average U.S. household income, which was 52,000, they would have been happier with a higher income of up to $75,000. So A is the best answer choice there for number 3. Number 4, last one here. We've got a couple different options to support that idea. Okay. Again, I'm going to narrow it down here to C and D because I think those are kind of the two that strongly connect to this answer choice. Emotional well-being drops off at about $75,000 a year, or D, beyond $75,000, money is important for life evaluation. Okay, so both again mention that $75,000 number. We've got to think about which one of those best supports this idea that the average household in the U.S. would be happier with a higher income. Okay, I think it's going to be this one, right? This is talking about people with over $75,000, but this is saying if you're not up to $75,000 a year, then your emotional well-being would still be improving. All right. Last one here, number 5, is asking for the difference or distinction between emotional well-being and life evaluation in paragraph 2. All right. Now we've got a pretty direct quote here, kind of explaining the difference between the two. Avoid copying and pasting just those sentences. Right? Well, I want to hear what you think. I've read this article a couple dozen times at this point. I know what it says. I would rather hear what you think. So you may be using information from paragraph 2, but try to paraphrase it, put it in your own words. For the sake of example, if I was looking at this question, trying to figure out the difference between emotional well-being and life evaluation, I would definitely read these sentences here. Emotional well-being is the quality of a person's everyday experience, such as joy, fascination, anxiety, sadness, anger, and affection. Whereas life evaluation is a person's thoughts about her life on a longer time scale. The big difference I see that the author is making here is that emotional well-being seems like to be more of like your immediate moment-to-moment or day-to-day emotions. So it's more short-term. Whereas a person's life evaluation is maybe like kind of comparing their life to others or to their own expectations, and it's on kind of a longer time scale. So maybe it's like short-term gratification versus long-term gratification, or some way of framing it like that. But you want to kind of paraphrase it and put it in your own words, so that I know you understand, not that you can just copy and paste stuff. Okay. So if you have any questions about anything from yesterday's article, feel free to send me or your teacher a message on Remind or Canvas, or email us. For today's article, you are reading You Can Buy Happiness If It's an Experience. You can already kind of tell from the title here that this article is going to have a little bit of a different take on if money can buy you happiness. Same deal again here. You're going to have to go through, annotate as you read. Remember to annotate and clear annotations before you are submitting the answers to your questions over here. You do need to answer these 5 questions once again. Same setup as the last article we just went over. 4 multiple choice, 1 writing question. Take your time on that writing question, proofread. When you are done, the next tasks are to make your Canvas discussion board post, and you are done for today. Before I jump off the video here, I want to walk through the tasks for tomorrow and Thursday when you're done reading the 2 articles. And if you have extra time today and want to get ahead, of course, you can go ahead and do that. So here is the document you will make a copy of right here. So you'll click and make a copy. It'll look like this. Ooh, let me change these dates. The first thing you're going to do on Wednesday, tomorrow, is you're going to do this double bubble thinking map. This is where you're going to compare and contrast the 2 articles a little bit. So I want you to read the directions carefully here. You must find at least one, just one. There are 2 boxes, but just one way in which the 2 articles are similar, because they're both kind of talking about money and happiness, but they don't necessarily have a ton in common. But there are some commonalities. I want you to find at least one. Okay. Then you need to find at least 3 ways in which each article is different, in which you're making some different points. That part should be a little bit easier. All right. You've got 2 follow-up questions. Okay. And then when you're done with those follow-up questions tomorrow, you're going to post your answer to follow-up question B on Canvas under this discussion called Sharing Perspectives 429. Okay, so that'll be for tomorrow. Thursday, the last task of the week, and this is due Friday if you want to turn it in on Friday, is the writing task. So we've read these 2 articles, we've compared and contrasted them with our thinking map. Now I'm going to give you a little scenario or situation, and you've got to come up with a plan and put it in writing. So here's the deal. You have a budget of 1,000 fake dollars. All right. You need to decide how to spend it. You're trying to bring as much happiness to the people around you as you can. This could just be your immediate family. This could be your friends. This could be your neighbors, people in your community, your school, Charlotte in general. Whatever you're doing with this $1,000 of fake money, your task is to bring other people as much happiness as possible. Okay, so with that $1,000, what happiness would you buy for other people? Again, you cannot just buy stuff for yourself. Okay, so um, here are some recommendations here. So it's requirements. Do some research on the actual cost of things. Don't just guess. Like try to find out how much something actually costs if you're really gonna budget out your $1,000. You don't have to spend all $1,000 or every last cent, although you can, but you must spend it on at least three things or in at least three places. You don't have to buy objects. You could buy people, trips, experiences, something else kind of going off Article 2 if you'd rather go that direction. You certainly can buy objects though as well. For each purchase, you need to explain who it's for, why you bought it for them, and how or why it'll bring them happiness. And then somewhere in those, purchases, you don't have to do this for each purchase, but somewhere in there, make at least two connections throughout your whole plan between your ideas and your choices and quotes or statistics or ideas from the articles this week. So you can choose either article. Okay, you don't have to have a quote from both articles, just at least two different connections or quotes. All right. And again, as always, before you turn in your work, make sure you use complete sentences. Proofread, check for grammar, conventions, spelling, punctuation, capitalization. Double check your work before you're turning in, and you can just write your response in here. That way, on Friday or Thursday, whenever you're done, you can turn in this document with your thinking map from Wednesday and your writing from Thursday. You're going to turn in this whole document on Canvas as the end of the week work. Okay. You will want to look back on this original document here for the rubric. You can see there are a couple different things we're looking for in your writing task. Did you spend your money on at least three things? That should be easy, 25 points for everyone reading and following directions. Did you clearly explain your purchases, why you bought them, how they're going to bring people happiness? Did you make your at least two connections to the text this week? And then again, using English language conventions, grammar, etc. Proofreading, okay? All right, so if you guys have any questions about any of the other work this week, please let me or your teacher know and we'll do what we can to help you. And again, this document you make a copy of looks like this. This is due Friday. Okay, this is the big work due for the end of the week. Have a great week. Let me know if you guys need anything else. Bye.